Welcome dear students, I am Dr. Nagaraj from Bangalore Institute of Technology. This time I am here to give you a detailed explanation of shock waves. Dear students, you might have heard of World War II and also you might have heard of ionosphere. Are you thinking about the connection between World War, ionosphere and shock waves? Is there any connection? Yes, there is a connection. See, during World War II, Allied bombing raids across the Europe caused devastation on the ground, but a new study suggests that the impact of the shock waves was surprisingly widespread, even rippling to the edges of the space. According to some recent studies, these bombs had impact even in the Earth's ionosphere. Each bombing raid released the power of hundreds of lightning strikes, reducing the density of negatively charged electrons in the ionosphere. So that is the connection between World War, shock waves and ionosphere. Are you thinking about what might be the reason for all these things? Come, let us have a journey into the exciting world of shock waves. First, syllabus. This is the syllabus. I have divided into 7 parts. I start with introduction of sound waves, then Mach number and classification, shock waves and their properties, types of shock waves, some basic conservation laws and construction and working of shock tube, and finally applications of the shock waves. Let us see the history of shock waves. First, I define shock wave. A shock wave is a surface of discontinuity propagating in a gas at which density and velocity experiences abrupt changes. See, in shock waves all the variations are abrupt. Variations like velocity, density, temperature, etc. they are abrupt. Here is the history of shock wave. Just now I mentioned Second World War. Look at this. After the World War II, many soldiers, especially members of explosive and bombing team in England and US, were diagnosed for some unexpected problems such as traumatic brain injury, short form TBI, multiple airline cracks in the rib cage, and neurological disorders. Are you thinking about what might be the reason for this? And the reason was shock waves produced during the bomb explosion. So this is the first incidence when people started looking at the shock wave seriously. Now let us see some historical developments. In fact, without mentioning the word shock wave, Euler in the year 1759 itself talks about the size of disturbance of sound wave, meaning its amplitude. In 1808, Poisson mentions about the intense sound wave as a case where the molecule velocities can no longer be regarded as very small. In 1859, Riemann introduced the modern term of shock compression and compression wave to illustrate the jump-like steepening of the wavefront. Toepler in 1864 was the first to use the term shock waves in the present-day sense after he successfully visualized a shock wave during an electric spark discharge. Well, the modern concise definition of shock wave was first given by Hungarian physicist G. Zemplén from University of Budapest, that was in 1905. Okay, whether shock waves are meant only for devastation, only destructive things? No, there are many constructive things also. In the last 5 decades, a large number of constructive applications have been developed. For example, shock waves are applied to the human body for several types of medical treatment such as kidney stone lithotripsy. Come, let us see what actually shock waves are, how they are produced, what are their properties, and many more things. In order to understand shock waves, we need the fundamental knowledge of sound waves. I hope you already studied sound waves in PUC. Let us have a brief review of the same. Sound wave. A disturbance created in the medium and hence the propagation is known as wave. This is the general definition of wave. Sound waves produces sensation of hearing if their frequency is about 20 Hz. 20 to 20 kHz normally produces sensation of hearing in normal human being. Here is wave transfer without transferring the matter. This you might already learned in PUC. During the propagation of wave, only energy is transferred but not the matter. Matter does not flow from one point to another point. Watch this video. You can take this red dot as one particle in the medium. It is only moving to and fro. without any permanent displacement, whereas energy is propagating through the medium in the form of compressions and rarefactions. The dense medium of the matter is compression and thin medium represents rarefaction. Well, the rate at which energy transfer in the medium is known as velocity, and velocity अथवा speed of sound wave is given by V equals root of gamma p divided by rho, where gamma represents specific heat ratio, p for pressure, rho is the density of the medium. According to this equation, speed depends upon the elastic property of the medium. If you go from gas to liquid, liquid to solid, velocity keeps on increasing. Look at this table. Air, it is just 343 meter per second, whereas in sea water, it is around 1533 meter per second. Diamond, 12,000 meter per second, and so on. So, sound travels faster in denser medium than in rarer medium. So, this is about definition of sound, representation of propagation of wave in a medium, and speed of the sound in different medium. Let us proceed with the classification of sound waves. Here we have classification of sound waves based on the frequency. First, infrasonics. Infrasonics are the sound waves with frequency below the normal human range, that is frequency less than 20 Hz. Infrasonics are produced normally during earthquake. So earthquake produces infrasonics. For example, this is the picture of tsunami which occurred in the year 2004. So the ripples, that is infrasonic sound produced at the epicenter of the earthquake, started flowing or propagating through the sea. See this colored area, it represents the propagation of infrasonic. Next comes audible. Sound waves producing sensation of hearing in normal human being is audible sound, and its frequency ranges from 20 to 20 kHz. This is the video which I already mentioned earlier. Next comes ultrasonic. Ultrasonic sound waves are the sound waves with frequency above 20 kHz, and it goes up to 100 kHz also. Some animals or some living organisms like bat produces ultrasonics to detect the prey and also to catch the prey. I hope you already heard of ultrasonics. So this is the classification of sound based on the frequency. Infrasonics, audible sound, ultrasonics. Infrasonics less than 20 Hz, audible 20 to 20 kHz, ultrasonics above 20 kHz. All these waves travel with same speed in a given medium. For example, in air, infrasonic, audible, even ultrasonic, they all travel with a speed of 330 meter per second. So this is about fundamentals of sound waves. Okay, after a brief introduction to sound waves, now let us proceed with Mach number and classification of objects based on the Mach number. Mach number is defined as speed of an object to speed of sound in air, that is V divided by V0. V0 is speed of sound in air, that is 330 meter per second. And the concept of Mach number was proposed by Ernst Mach, who studied supersonic projectiles in detail. This Mach number can be less than 1, can be more than 1 also. Less than 1 means speed of an object is less than speed of sound. More than 1 means speed of an object greater than speed of sound in air. Based on the Mach number, we have classification. Here it is Mach number range and the regime or the name of the ranges, corresponding ranges, some examples and their average speed. Mach number less than 0.8, all the objects coming under this category are named as subsonics. So what are subsonics? Subsonics are the objects or vehicles traveling with Mach number less than 0.8, means their speed is obviously less than speed of sound. For example, all passenger vehicles like bus, car, train, etc. Their speed can be anywhere from 100 to 150, even 200, 250 also, kilometer per hour of course. Next is 0.8 to 1.2. 0.8 to 1.2 means slightly less than speed of sound, slightly more than speed of sound, and that regime is termed as transonic. So what are transonics? Objects whose Mach number lying between 0.8 and 1.2. Example, all civil aviation aeroplanes, passenger aeroplanes. Their speed is 600 to 800 km per hour. Next it is 1.2 to 5. Definitely the speed is greater than speed of sound, and they are termed as supersonics. Supersonics are the objects whose speed is definitely greater than speed of sound. If you say Mach number is 2, that means the object is traveling with speed of 2 times speed of sound, that is 2 into 330. 3 means 3 times speed of sound. Like that, 5 Mach number stands for 5 times the speed of sound. And some examples, jet planes, fighter planes, etc., they come under this category, supersonic category. And normally the range is 900, 2500, 2000 km per hour. Next category is hypersonic. Their Mach number range is 5 to 10. Just imagine, 10 means 10 times 330, that is 3300 meter per second. That is the speed of an object which is in hypersonic category. And examples, all space shuttles, they come in this range. Okay, so hypersonics and supersonics certainly travel with speed greater than speed of sound. How these things are connected to shock waves? Yes, there is a connection. Supersonics and hypersonics produce shock waves. How? Let us see now. Now shock waves and properties. First, definition. Shock wave is a kind of propagating disturbance in medium like sound wave, which is associated with an abrupt change in pressure, temperature and density. Dear students, please recall sound wave once again. Sound wave propagates in a given medium, especially in fluid medium, in the form of compressions and rarefactions. Compression is a region of high pressure, low volume. Rarefaction is quite opposite. So as sound propagates in the medium, it will transfer the pressure to adjacent regions, thereby molecules vibrate accordingly. So sound is a pressure wave. So this particular concept will help us to understand the formation of shock wave, how the shock wave is produced. Shock waves form because of the nature of the propagation of sound waves through the air. This is what I mentioned just now. Under normal subsonic conditions, any object, whether it is a car or a truck, transmits pressure disturbances ahead of it in the form of sound waves. These waves carry the information to the air molecules ahead of it, so they have advance warning that the body is coming and that they need to start moving out of the way. Look at this diagram, what actually this paragraph means. A vehicle is moving with some speed less than speed of sound, producing sound waves like this, and these sound waves are spreading faster than the vehicle, thereby molecules present in this region will have advance warning of the coming vehicle. So sound waves are propagating faster than the vehicle. So this is subsonic case. Therefore there is no chance of bunching up of these waves. That means there is no pressure building up in this region. This is what happens in normal case. Look at this. However, when the body itself is traveling faster than the speed of sound, that is supersonic, it can no longer transmit this information forward, and the waves bunch up right in front of the vehicle, forming a shock wave which we experience in the form of an audible sonic boom. What actually happens here? Vehicle is traveling faster than the sound. Before the sound expands, the vehicle is moving. As a result, pressure mounts up. In this region, pressure bunched up. Our vehicle can move out of the sound zone, means much before the sound expands, the vehicle can come out. That means it is moving through a cone formed by the sound waves. So here the pressure is building up, and hence we have high pressure region, which you can call as shock wave. And once the vehicle proceeds, you will hear to a booming sound, which you can call as sonic boom or shock boom. So like how shock waves are produced. So I hope you understood why shock wave is produced only by supersonic, not by subsonic. Because supersonic vehicle travel faster than the sound, pressure cannot propagate much faster than the vehicle in this case. So it bunches up, builds up high pressure region, and that high pressure region is known as shock region or shock wave. This is shock boom or sonic boom produced by a fighter plane. Okay, now we know what actually shock wave is and how it is produced. Shock waves are not only produced by supersonics and hypersonics, they are also produced in nature during supernova blast, earthquake, cloud-cloud collision, lightning stroke, nuclear explosion, bursting of crackers, bullet fired from the gun, etc. In all these cases, one thing is common: shock wave is a surface of discontinuity, and shock wave is an envelope of high pressure and high temperature, high density region. Look at these diagrams, you can easily make out the discontinuity. This is nuclear bomb explosion. This dark region is shock front. This dark region is shock front, and it is a sort of surface of discontinuity. This is bullet fired, and it is moving in air medium, and these lines represent shock front, and this is nothing but surface of discontinuity. So as I said, shock waves are produced during nuclear explosion, or when bullet fired from the gun, even when cloud collide also. When two clouds moving in the opposite direction with velocity v0, they collide each other, and just at that time we get what is known as shock wave or shock front. Well, some properties. Shock wave propagates as a disturbance in the fluid medium with Mach number greater than 1. They propagate through solids, liquids, gas, and even plasma medium. Shock wave is not a conventional sound wave. Shock wave capable of generating an abrupt change in pressure, temperature, and density in the medium. Energy of the shock wave dissipates very quickly. Shock wave is a very thin region in flow, less than 10 power minus 6 meter, where supersonic flow converts into subsonic flow. This process is adiabatic but not isentropic. Shock wave is associated with increase in entropy. See, these are the properties of shock waves. You have to look at two properties carefully. Initially, shock wave is traveling with Mach number greater than 1. That means they are supersonic initially. But as they flow, they decelerate and converts into subsonic. So that is first property. Another property which you have to look at carefully is shock wave is not a conventional sound wave. So it should not be confused with the sound wave. Sound wave carries energy continuously, propagates in a medium for relatively longer period and travels more distance. Whereas shock wave dissipates energy very quickly. Shock wave cannot exist not even up to 1 centimeter. It exists within 10 power minus 6 meter. So it is a very thin region. Therefore, I used to call it as a shock front or shock region. So this is about the list of properties of shock waves. Well, with this I have come to an end of first session on shock waves. In this session, we learnt classification of sound waves based on the frequencies, concept of Mach number and classification of objects on the basis of Mach number, how supersonics are producing shock waves, what actually a shock wave is, and properties of shock waves. And of course, also we saw some historical developments. Well, in preparing this lecture, I used these sources. I duly acknowledge all these sources. I am highly thankful to them. Thank you. Thanks for watching the video. Wait for my next session, which will be released very soon. Thanks. If you have any doubts, please contact me.